Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Gem Holographic, the 80s icon of drag, and today I have a really exciting video for you guys. Synergy, roll the intro. Okay, so without further ado, I'm sure you're very curious about what is on the table next to me. Well, let me just give you a little bit of background information. While I did take a short break away from YouTube just to get caught up on things that I do outside of social media, like working on Chucky replicas, getting ready for GemCon, so on and so forth, behind the scenes, I actually set up an Etsy shop. And in this Etsy shop, I sell reproductions of gem shoes, gem jewelry, gem tights. And one of the things since I moved to Atlanta this past year that I wanted to do was actually launch my own fashion doll line, which you can see right here. I have a mini me gem holographic doll. And if you went to GemCon this year, you would have seen mini me gem holographic in person, but you would have also seen something that I made for Liz Pemberton, which I mentioned in my GemCon video, link in the description. And that's a fully handmade custom of the knockoff character Jewel. And if you did not watch my Jewel fashion unboxing video, it'll be down in the description as well. And as I was making my fashion doll, one of the things that I was really interested in as a vintage doll collector is actually preservation of original vintage items. You see, as I've started collecting this past year, just in the short while that I've been collecting, I have noticed that the scarcity, but also the price of these vintage items are going up and up and up. And as much as I would love to make customs from the original dolls because, you know, their size is unique, they have unique face sculpts, what have you, I don't feel comfortable taking real vintage items and then essentially destroying them to create art. And so that led me to think, well, there are people who make reproductions of G.I. Joe parts. Maybe not full-on G.I. Joe action figures, but there are people who do reproductions, and hell, I'm even making reproduction shoes. Why hasn't anybody ever said, hey, let me do a reproduction gem doll specifically for customizers? And that really is what set in the motion for me to come up with my reproduction kits. Now I call these reproduction kits because that's exactly what they are. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of these reproduction kits, I would like to introduce you to the official Gem Holographic fashion doll. Now this is a fashion doll that is completely 100% handmade by myself. They will be available for commission soon on my Etsy shop. And for the most part, the Gem Holographic fashion doll features the same articulation as the reproduction gem doll kits, which I will be selling as well very soon. These dolls, because they are more considered like art dolls, have a very limited range of motion, and they are strung together like ball jointed dolls. One unique feature as well about the Gem Holographic fashion doll that will not necessarily be a feature on the reproduction kits is the fact that the Gem Holographic fashion doll has a removable wig. This is because I plan on selling fashions that might come with additional wigs. And it also gives the freedom for you to create your own custom wigs as well if you want my mini-me to have a different hairstyle. Now, the way that this first run of Gem Holographic fashion dolls will come will be exactly like this, featuring black scallop edge pumps, sparkly tights, a color change dress with fringe, a gold belt, black gloves, and custom gold bangles. It will also come with this gorgeous two-toned hair that I cut and style myself. Of course, the wig is completely handmade, and she also has our signature silver star earrings. Now you might look at this and go, well, Gem, they look really similar to the original Gem dolls, especially if you have one near you, you can compare the body. Well, I will tell you that for the most part, this is all 100% sculpted by me. I sculpted her upper torso, I sculpted her legs, I sculpted her lower torso, and I sculpted the arms. The only things on this that are original are her head sculpt and the hands. This is a prototype, and I am kind of reworking her waist and her leg joint situation to more so mimic what these dolls look like, because in all honesty, you guys, I worked on this one first, and I did not have as much knowledge in making fashion dolls, so I've learned a lot since I've made this one. So I am going to make some adjustments to her body, so that way the posability will be the same. And of course, if you guys are interested in purchasing a gem holographic fashion doll, I will be making announcements when I will be taking orders for them over on my Etsy shop. Alright, now let's get back to these reproduction kits that I mentioned before. So these two are an example of the reproduction kits that I will be offering. Initially, what I wanted to do was make a line of dolls that resembled unreleased prototypes, hence American Beauty Gem here. This is a doll that uses the glitter and gold and rock and curl and flash and sizzle head sculpt, and she has the standard reproduction body, which features the posable arms at the shoulders, the movable waist, and the legs. She's also wearing a custom wig that I made myself, and I used nylon wefts from the Doll Planet to make this wig. She's also wearing an outfit that I handmade myself, and accessories like this microphone, these shoes, and of course these bracelets that I handmade myself, which are recasts of original gem parts. This is just one example of the many things that you can do using a Dolls by Gem reproduction kit. One of the other customs I'm working on is actually a custom of the Rock and Romance gem, which is another unreleased doll from Gem's third year. And I really wanted to show you guys the bodies that these come on. As you can see, she has the model arms, as the Barbie community calls them. And the reason why I chose to give these dolls the model arms is because if she's holding a microphone, then she can obviously sing. But I also personally just really like the look of the fixed arms. Now, just going over the posability, these dolls are strung together like ball jointed dolls. So you can turn their heads, you can move their arms up and out like this, and they have movable waists. It's on a ball joint. And then the legs, of course, can come out this, so she can sit. You can also slightly turn the legs in and out, just due to how the waist joint is made. But for the most part, that is the limit of their posability. So you can have them sit, you can have them stand, you can have them in a walking pose. It is limited in the posability, but it's not as limited as like modern Barbie would be, in my humble opinion, of course. Now, I would consider this I call this the hard version, which means that the head is actually solid resin. So, like with American Beauty Gem and of course the Gem holographic fashion doll, a wig would have to be made, which I find really freeing and liberating, because if I wanted to, I could make a bunch of different wigs and switch them out if I so choose. American Beauty Gem's wig is actually glued onto her head because I wanted her to have her permanent hairstyle, and that'll probably be the same with this Rock and Romance gem. And another custom that I have started is actually Rhea. So just to give you an example, I do have all of the original Gem line, at least the girls, you know, Gem, Aja, Kimber.
I would also like to pop in and say that I have also added my first original sculpt. What you're seeing on the screen here is actually my own custom sculpt of the Rapture prototype that was unreleased for the 88 line. And as you can see, I have painted her face to look like the unreleased prototype. This will also be available for purchase in the shop.
All of those head sculpts I have ready and molded, so those are ready to go. This is a Rhea custom that I'm making using another hard head, and you can see that this one actually has the hoop earrings, and these are actually drilled into the sides of the head to match how the original Gem's earrings are. They're not on the lobes, they're actually drilled into the sides of the heads, which I find so funny, but that's how they did it, so I wanted to stay true to that. This is another hard version, so she's gonna have to have a wig, which again, I totally like making. And I have not made her legs yet, hence why she has no legs. But I wanted to show you guys this because I really worked very, very hard to get really nice representations of the different skin tones. So I have the Caucasian skin tone, I have the medium skin tone, And then I do have the Synergy skin tone, which is right here. This is another hard resin head. And you can see she has this nice, beautiful, soft lavender skin. The only skin tone that I'm still working on is the African American skin tone for Shayna. And
just popping in again to say that in terms of the skin tone for Shayna, by the time this video is uploaded, I do have a really good skin tone to use for Shayna. It's just when I was recording this video, I was still trying to get a really nice skin tone.
And Shayna, but let's say you wanted to give Synergy a different head sculpt. You could order, for example, an Aja head sculpt in the Synergy skin tone. So that means that you can make your own full custom dolls by mixing and matching different skin tones with different head sculpts. For example, if you wanted to make a Rhea custom, but you didn't want to use the pizzazz head sculpt like the original Rhea doll, you could order a Kimber head sculpt in the medium skin tone to create your own custom Rhea. This is another custom that I'm working on. This is, again, a hard resin, but this is going to be actually the Minx prototype that I'm going to be replicating in my custom line here. I don't know if I will be selling my prototypes. I definitely do want to sell like full custom dolls on my Etsy shop once they're done, but I don't know yet if I'm going to sell my prototypes or not. And the fun just doesn't end there, because you guys might be wondering, well, I'm interested in ordering kit, but I don't necessarily want to have to make wigs. You might be a doll customizer who's used to doing reroots. Well, I am also working on a rootable faux vinyl head. This is my rooting sample, hence why she has crazy hair. But I left it like this so I could show you guys that this one is actually rootable. This is made out of a faux vinyl material, and I completely rerooted the scalp following the original root pattern. And I did this because I wanted to be able to add another layer of customization to this whole service. And you could order any one of these head sculpts in any skin tone in a rootable head if you wanted to. You can also kind of see the body form that these are on. These are direct recasts of original gem parts. I just modified the waist joint to accommodate the legs. And just to show you guys up close, this is a unpainted rootable head, and if I squeeze it, you can see that it is in fact flexible. So this is one of the things that I'm still working on, and I'm also working on the Shayna skin tone, because I do want to capture the essence of the original, but I also want to give her a more natural skin tone. And I also do want to say, just to further the customization, if you wanted a more custom skin tone, like if you wanted a really deep skin tone or a really light skin tone or somewhere in the middle, you can definitely reach out to me on Etsy when you place your order, and we can work that out, getting the perfect skin tone for you in your kit. I also wanted to say as well, these doll reproduction kits fit original gem fashions and accessories, but you can also order anything else from my Etsy shop and they will fit. For example, this doll uses the glitter and gold gem sculpt in the Caucasian skin tone. She's wearing star cap earrings, which I painted a pearly white. She's also wearing reproduction rock and romance gem tights, which are all available on my Etsy shop. If you guys would be interested in the necklace and the bracelets, I can also list those as well on my Etsy shop, but you'd have to request that from me. But you'd have to let me know if that's something that you guys would be interested in as well. And of course, guys, this is just the announcement video. This opens up a whole new avenue of not only products for you guys to purchase, but also content from me. So if you guys would like to see me make a full custom of a Gem in the Holograms character, or even my own fashion doll, you can definitely let me know, because I am definitely going to be making more doll making content here on the channel. And of course, with this, once it launches, I will be making how-to videos on how to make wigs, how to style wigs, how to paint the faces, how to root the heads once these are available as well. So this is really going to be a one-stop shop for you guys to be able to get information on how to properly use the reproduction kits. And I know that this is probably a really niche thing, but it also opens up a whole other avenue, because you don't just have to make Gem in the Holograms characters or dolls. You can use these sculpts to make whatever you want. If you have an original character, if you wanted to do a celebrity portrait doll, if you find one of these head sculpts really works for that, that is something that you could do as well. One of the things that I really love about doll customization and seeing other people on YouTube make doll customs is take a general head sculpt and transform it into somebody completely different. What started out as maybe an original gem, you could turn into Marilyn Monroe, for example. The possibilities with this are truly endless. And that's why I really could not wait to tell you guys all about this. And like I said before, if you were at GemCon, you would have seen my Mini-Me doll, and also the jewel custom that I made for Liz Pemberton is actually a prototype that I made. One of the first prototypes that I made for the reproduction kits. As far as when these will launch and how much they will be, you guys will just have to follow my Etsy shop, which will be down in the description. You can also follow my Instagram and the Instagram that I made for my Etsy shop, which will all be down below. I'm really excited to venture into this new era of my Etsy shop and also just a new era for doll customization as well. And if you guys would like to see doll making videos from me featuring these kits, please let me know down in the description below. I already have some videos planned, but I haven't yet to actually put them into motion. So you don't know, you might one day open YouTube and find that I make a custom gem from my reproduction kits, but you'll have to subscribe to find out. Also, just speaking of new content, I will be uploading any new doll content onto Patreon first, so if you'd like to support me over on Patreon, that link will be down below. And I think that's gonna do it for this video, you guys. I'm really excited to get these out onto the world. I'm really excited to see what you guys do with them. I hope that you enjoyed this video and you found it informative. If you did, let me know in a comment down below. And if you'd like to tip a drag queen in need, my Venmo will be right here, as well as in the description. Don't forget to follow me on all of my socials. And don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any one of my new uploads. And that's gonna do it for me, guys. I hope you have a fantastic day, night, or evening. And as always, be bold, be beautiful, be truly outrageous, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. And I would like to thank my patrons, Safelight, Liam, and Corey, and in my holograms tier, Neverfilth and Aaron. Thank you guys so much for supporting me over on Patreon. If you would like to support me on Patreon for exclusive content, you can click the link in the description down below. Thank you guys.